Hi, everybody. How are you? Amy here at Magnolias in downtown Norfolk, Nebraska. It is Monday, which means it's a live design day. Everybody likes it when we make flower arrangements. So today we have this awesome window box. We have some hanging baskets that we're going to design and some patio table planters that could sit outside on your patio table. So good ideas for you today. I hope you're taking a little bit of time on your lunch break or just trying to get into the groove of Monday. If you need distraction, here I am. I'm here. So thanks. If you're here too, jump on, say hello. Kate is off camera. She's working today, packing up orders, and this is the first of the month. So happy May Day. We're getting our plans together for the month of May. Yeah, that's true. I don't have anything that I can watch your comments on except for that very far away, unless you're going to use my phone.
Something else.
Watching comments. I need this and I need this because that's way over there. How are you all today? Vicky's going to say hello. Hello, Pat. How are you? Tracy's hanging out today. There's Jan. There's Karen. I'm thinking that we are going to have a really nice time today. Thanks for joining me. This is going to be a fun one. I have a beautiful color selection. This is exciting. This citron green yellow kind of wax flower. I'm loving it with the purples, and I get to play with some of the new stems that came in last week that Kate showed you. So I have been gone quite a bit. Sorry about that. Hi, everybody. Judy, Kimberly, there's Betty, there's Sheila. Hello, Kathy. Yes, my dad is situated. We moved him yesterday to the town where we're at here, and it went well yesterday getting him moved here, but he has had quite a bit of pain since he moved. So we're hoping today to get that under control. And it's nice having him closer to home, not 2 hours away. So I am back today. Hello, happy May Day, says Janet. Yes, it is happy May Day. And I guess I'm not doing any May baskets today because I haven't had time to think about it. Are you guys doing May baskets? Do people still do that? Do you make something up? Do you do little fresh bulb flowers? I saw my tulips and my little muscari are trying to come up right now. So everybody is excited that my dad's here. Thank you everyone for your prayers. That's still fine to keep praying for him because he's still not 100% comfortable, and he's going to have a lot of work ahead of him with physical therapy. So that is the dad update, everybody. So what's a May basket? I don't know, Kathy. I guess I've always been told May Day is for May baskets, which I think is kind of a very old-fashioned kind of thing to do. Deliver May baskets to people's doorsteps on May 1st. We might have done that a little bit when I was a kid. I think we kind of made flower arrangements sometimes, or little paper cones with flowers in them. We did that last year here at the store, or the year before. Renee's looking for great ideas. Okay, Renee, I've got some great ideas. Let's get started, huh? This little thing's going to help me read your comments. Let me set that over here. Perhaps that will work. There we go. This is going to add up all my stuff today. I started adding up these stems together so that we'd have a good head start on this planter. This is a 22-inch wall pocket ready to design in. It's galvanized looking metal. The depth of it is pretty deep. It looks like a window box, I think. And it's definitely going to be a big one when I finish it. This is definitely going to be a shippable item though. I told Kate we'll make it shippable. And let's get some purple and some draping things hanging over the front here a little bit. I love the look of this, and I always wished for window boxes at my house. We've never put them up. I wonder when we reside if I can get that on my wish list for window boxes, because I could do at least one underneath one of the windows of my house. That would be the right size. So I am ready for a good week. Yes, my weekend was very eventful. I was gone yesterday all day, driving my mom back and loading stuff up and getting some groceries and things like that. So, oh, good. Yes, Kelly says May Day, memory making with construction paper and taking spring flowers. That is true. Oh, goodness. Buried her on May Day. She was 95 years old. Wow, your grandma lived to be 95. That's amazing. May baskets is something that I think can be twisted little paper cones with flowers stuck in them. Maybe while I'm working, someone can Google it. This beautiful clematis is brand new, but not new. We've had it before. It's been probably a year. I don't think I had it in my initial round of stuff this year. This is the UV protected purple clematis bush. It is, how much for it? $23.50 for this one. And it is going in its entirety. I'm going to use these stems in clusters or clumps the way they come in their bushes and not cut stuff apart too much because it looks more like a planter if you leave the bushes intact, I think. So my personal opinion about doing porch pots or doing anything that you're trying to emulate or fool the eye into thinking it's real, you have to place it like it would grow if it was real, I think. Yes, Kathy, my mom is glad. My sister-in-law helped yesterday. My nieces came along, and I think we're all set here. My nephew's going to mow their lawn. We got all the whole family pitching in to help mom and dad get comfortable. So my purple clematis takes up a lot of real estate in the planter. He's going to drape nicely, and just to make sure it looks real, we're going to have to wiggle these stems around because everything comes so straight out of the box. You have to shape it, of course, to get it to look like a real thing. And we want a nice collection here of carefully placed, balanced clematis. There, does that look pretty balanced to you? Draping and spiking, it's kind of off into the 1/3 segment here. My whole family lives pretty close to us. We have, in the small town where I live, we have a high school, and my nieces and nephews are in the high school. My brother and sister-in-law live close by, a few miles out of town. Everybody's kind of around here, so that's all good. We can all help. This is a beautiful geranium. It's also UV protected. So far we've got 2 things UV protect going in. And you've got white to choose from in short and tall. This short one's $24.50. We have some red left as well. You're going to be seeing the end of this shortly. I can't buy more geraniums. So the vendor that I buy them from that has the UV Protect type that I like, that's the only vendor I know of, and they are sold out. So what I bought initially, which was hundreds, you guys, hundreds, they are gone. And what I have is going to be gone, and then that's sad because we're not even close to July 4th. I'll sell geraniums easily through July 4th because of the, color for patriotic decorating. It's kind of sad that I can't get any more. I just thought I bought so many that there was no way I would need more, but you guys like stuff. You like flowers really well. That geranium fills up the other side. So now we kind of have this geranium over here as a focal point, the clematis over here. We're going to balance out with some bellflower. Now these little guys are only $4.50. Everything I'm using today that is a flower is 15% off. Greenery will be regular priced for the immediate future, it looks like. I'm missing lots of comments. Sorry, guys. Oh, I see. You're still able to tell me more about May baskets. So maybe you're all reading the comments about May baskets. I'm sure we can do May baskets another year, but today it's Monday. So it fell on Monday. We're closed on Mondays. And that means I know that the kids are doing a Loyalty Day parade today from the elementary school, or is it the junior high? I'm not sure. And we're not open to host the family, so I feel kind of bad about that. This bellflower is going to do a nice job. It can flop or drape or spike straight up. It's a nice little stem. It's inexpensive, but it's also kind of delicate and light looking, and we need that. We need a little bit of, yes it is. So the bellflower can be outdoor safe. That's what Kate's asking me over yonder. She's over yonder. And I'm going to, I think she wants to try to make sure this can go in a box that is 24 wide. So if I hang this out the side too much, that's not going to help the situation. So we're going to drape it like this. There you go. I'll have to just keep turning it around to show you. So now we can balance the white that way. So it goes white, purple, white. And then we're going to throw in some yellow. Oh, this is going to look good because these little guys are going to drape over nicely for sure. Oh, good. Kathy got her geraniums. Good news. And There is a beautiful collection of new poppies. They're coming in yellow, white, and the white has a yellow center. We have red. Where's the red ones? Oh, up here. The red have a yellow center. And I usually order orange, but I don't remember if I got orange in. Maybe they were out. Poppies, orange poppies. No? I tried to order orange. Maybe they were out of the orange. That'd be my guess.
Did you call these spring?
Yes, spring. So then this is going to drape out the other side with some yellow. The poppy will balance the bellflower. Oh, that's cute.
I'm really testing your multitasking today.
She's asking me questions while I'm designing, but she's making sure that the online store is all reflecting correct notations about outdoor safe, because I know you guys need to be able to know if it's going to work outside or not. And the criteria, I have a lot of different criteria. There's different things about the coating on the stems that helps me determine if it will be outside. I don't put any paper wrap things outside because that doesn't work. You need things that have some chance of surviving the elements if it gets wet or if it gets intense sun. And that's what I'm trying to do by buying the same things year after year, testing them myself. Generally, that's the biggest test, is just using it myself outside in our planters here at the store. Oh, that looks cute. Cute, cute, cute. It needs to be airy. I don't need this to be a very massed basket. It's kind of a May basket, isn't it? It just needs to be loose and airy. Also, unlike a flower arrangement for inside your house, I'm not going to put moss inside there because in outdoor settings, the moss is picked at by birds, and at this time of the year, they just haul it away and make nests out of it. I have had more stuff of my own just go missing because it's good bird nest material. So if you want to give them stuff, go for it, but it kind of is a waste to put it in your planter because that's what happens. Or it gets mildewy. If it gets damp, that's never helpful. Gets moldy, not good. I'm cutting the wax flower in half. This is a wax flower that's called yellow, but it's more of a citron-y green. And how much is a stem? It's outdoor safe. This is in stem form. Some of ours are bushes, some of them are stems. These are $5.50 a stem, so that's not bad. And the poppy sprays were $5.50 a stem. The Fittonia bush that I'll cut up is $24.50. The white bellflowers were $4.50 each. That is a rundown on pricing for you. So I am going to sprinkle the wax flower, whereas the poppy clusters are on a pile and the big bushes were still left intact. But I think the wax flower is just going to be the accent. So it's going to be popping through the piece. A little bit in the middle, a little bit at the sides, and a little bit at each end. I'll show you here. Balances out nicely. So right now the purple is just really popping right in that center area, which is looking pretty good to me. I like it that way. It really draws your eye. And, you know, depending where this hangs, this could hang on someone's fence. You could probably zip tie it to a handrail on your deck, porch, something like that, because it would definitely work for zip ties here and here. This is our wire, and that's how we had it hanging on the wall, suspended in between. It doesn't look very pretty. I'm probably going to remove that and hang it differently. So that is the story with this cool planter. I only have one, by the way. This is not one. This is one that I got in a nested set of 3. I think I used the other ones for somebody's project, and I have this one left. Okay, let's put a little bit of this Fittonia in, and then you'll see that the holes in there are going to get filled in pretty easily without any moss, just by using this Fittonia bush, which was $24.50 on that one. Okay, this is going to be shippable. Kate's answering your questions. Good. Thank you, because I got to finish something today. I'm just going to snip off some little pieces. I glue everything out of habit. I mean, if it's your personal work at home, you probably don't have to. Here, I'm advertising it as outdoor safe, so it sure better not blow apart. And we also plan to get it in a box and ship it, and it might move around the sales floor. So We glue most everything to make sure it has a good, stable support. It's not going to go falling apart out in the wind. Now I don't want to mass that Petonia in there. I just am going very light with it. If it gets too solid, it takes away the gardeny airiness of it. And I am never big on too dense of designs unless there's like it's bridal work or something that is required that look. Do I need all of this? Maybe. Maybe, maybe not. Probably to fill it out a little bit, it will help to use it all up. Plus I like the variegated look of it. Really sharp to have that variegated leaf. Lovely. So this one's almost done. I will show you how it's looking. Looks great. I don't know what Kate's having for lunch over on the other end of the room, but it smells good, Kate.
Sweet Thai chili chicken.
Oh, sweet Thai chili chicken. That does smell delicious. Cool. This is really fun. So I can see from holding it up that the clematis, being as dark as it is, looks pretty recessive at a distance. Let me bend some of my wax flower more into the center of the clematis to help brighten it up. There, that helps. So that at a distance, because the purple just blends into the green more, and your eye is going to go to the bright white. That's important for balance. Okay, looking good, looking good. Let's put this one back here. So I've used all that up. Okay. Very fun. I don't think it needs any, what was I going to put in there? A bow or something. But I am going to start cutting on this garland. Now we ran out of the bushes of this, oh gosh, I forgot the name of it. Hang on. I wish I had more. Oh, podocarpus. And I can't buy more from this vendor. They don't warehouse anything. So all I've got left is these garlands. But actually, for this purpose, it's not a bad thing. Because if I cut little pieces of it, I'll have a couple draping to help with the purple and color balance. So I'm going to add a little draping purple over to the side here. And this one I have already added up at 186, by the way. So if anybody's looking for this piece, it's going to be 186, and we're going to call it something. Uh-oh, what are we going to call it, guys? Who has a name for this flower arrangement? Because I'm not going to come up with one very easily today. I'm tired. But I know you can. You guys are good at naming things. Jump on that one. Find a good name for this little guy. This clematis is definitely more purple, and these are the same color. These work great together. They're the same color. The garland's been really helpful for chunking into pieces because it goes a long ways. It is a 6-foot garland, and the podocarpus garlands maybe, we still have good stock on it. Maybe going to last as long as the clematis around here. There we go. Just needed a little bit over there on the side. Right here you see it. Up here you see it. It's a good size piece. Now this one is not draping below the pot very much. Just a little bit. I mean, a person could certainly add longer ivy or something much longer to spike in there. And if you did and have more trailing ivy or something, I'm going to just keep it somewhat compact, assuming that this is very likely an easy thing to attach to a railing. I would use zip ties. It won't hurt the container at all. It has a nice flat back, so it should just hit the railing and suspend and balance nicely. 186 on this one. And did we have Mayday Beauty as Kathy's suggestion? Call it Mayday. 186 is the total. Kate's asking. Here's my pen. Oh, okay. Do you want me to write a name on it?
Yes, please. Mayday Beauty.
Twyla says I look tired. Mayday Beauty. I could have slept a few more hours, but my husband goes to work really early, and when he turns on the closet light, it's all over. I just can't go back to sleep. I tried, but then I needed to get going anyway. Okay, this is awesome. I love it. Let's do a little coordinating. This is going to be a patio topper. Let's put this over here. Grab this. So on our patio table at our house, I have a round patio table. I don't know if anybody has a rectangle one. I have an idea for a rectangle table as well, but this is going to be a round centerpiece for a rounder square table. But what I like about it is this is a cement container. This is very heavy. It could be plaster, but it feels kind of like a cement type of product. So that one is the base that I'm going to use. And that means if you set it outside, I've deliberately put the foam in with 2 little partial blocks of foam underneath the big piece because there's a hole in the bottom. And we sell this container, by the way, for $16.50 in 2 colors. So if you just need a container for your DIY projects, we have 2 colors, $16.50 each. We're going to use the light colored one, I think, here. This way, if water gets in here, it's going to run right through because that single drain hole is left unobstructed, and I have elevated the foam with little risers so that it's not glued over the hole. There's space for water. You could also wedge some rocks and make it heavier if you wanted to, but it's not light at the moment. It's pretty heavy. So we're going to use our small geranium to help it coordinate. This is that 2450 little geranium. It's kind of velvety fabrics. The red one feels more velvety than this, but this does have a little bit of a velvety feel to it. And then instead of the clematis in here, I'm going to use this nice anemone. This is very pretty. The anemone in blue. And my price on that, I'm looking past these bright lights. They're $7.50 each. $7.50 each, so probably need 2 anemones. And then we'll use a little spike of this yellow poppy again. And that was $4.50. Might use 2 of those. Let's see how it goes. I'm not going to put moss in here. If I have to put some leaves in of something else, it will just be minimal. We won't need too many. Oh yeah, that yellow is going to look outstanding. So let's spike that yellow up on top. Kate, I'm just going to not look at the messages while I kind of focus on designing. She's on the other side of the wall. Someday we'll have all of our office areas and our design areas organized, but for now we keep moving it around. But good news, the construction is moving along. We actually have a new staircase up on our 2nd level. We will have office space ready to rent soon. Small single offices or double offices, and then our offices and a little studio up there, which is going to be great. Look at how fun you can shape these poppies. So this is just giving the stems little bends or spirals around my finger. Kind of helps control the direction the head shapes. It breaks up the straightness of it. Looks more natural when you do a little bit of a bend, and somehow poppies just look good with little kinks in their stems like that. Let's add in a bit of this anemone. What if we put this one off to the side over here? Kind of like an asymmetrical design that way. And this one we will spike through the geranium on the other side. That looks good. There we go. And then I think if I use here, I don't want to go crazy on this because it's going to add up fast with that geranium in there. And I don't want it to be over $100 for sure. It needs to stay under. There, it's kind of asymmetrical like that. And it needs a couple tips of Fittonia, and that's probably about it. So that even could be split to get it to go stretch a little farther too. Let's see, I can cut the stems of the Fittonia in half, and using that glue, it's all going to be very sturdy. It's going to sit outside and be nice and weighty. Nothing in here that will be damaged if it gets rained on. It'll sit in the sun okay. Everything fades eventually, but we do have a nice selection of outdoor safe stems and bushes, and we just restocked. If you haven't been watching us very long, we go through stuff really fast and I keep it ordered. But man, we were out while I was gone and I needed to restock, so it has arrived. There's a lot now. It's very full. And some new things that we haven't had before. Since the things I would normally buy were gone, we're trying new stuff, right? That looks good. So that Photonia stem, I just needed to pop a couple little pieces in there to fill it out. The yellow really stands out by itself. And I don't have any wax flower in here. Let me see if it needs it so I don't go crazy on the price of it. That'd be a poppy. I could put, no, if I leave it, we'll be at $86.50. So why don't we just leave it? This one is $86.50. Let's see, did we have any other names that we didn't use before? You said Mayday, Mayday Beautiful, Mark's Mayday. Let's see if we can go for Parade of Beauty. Let's call it Parade of Beauty. That one didn't get used. We'll call it Parade of Beauty. And if anybody needs this one, you can screenshot it. But it is called Parade of Beauty. It's $86.50. And it is heavy in its container now. And that container, by the way, if you need one of those, is 5.5 inches square. But the whole thing is 18 inches by 17 inches across at the widest point here. 18 by 17 in a 5.5 inch square container. Good for the center of a patio table. We're going to call it Parade of Beauty. And let's make a hanging basket. It's actually very relaxing for me to design. I like it. It's not work to me. So this is way easier than the other things I have to do, like deal with my extended taxes. You know how much fun that is. Zero fun. Zero fun. That is the way it goes around here. We just got the company done, but not me. So this is going to be a really pretty hanging basket combo. I'm very excited about this. We're using that gorgeous two-tone geranium that isn't gone yet. We're using these poppies that have the yellow center. Isn't that pretty with it? And then we're going to use this as the color accent, but I don't know if I need all of it. This brand new ranunculus bush.
Jennifer was just saying she'd love to see hanging baskets.
Oh, good. All right. Well, hanging baskets are running out. I don't know if we even have 2 of them here. Do we have 2 of them? So that one is... Oh, there isn't one hanging on the doorway? I thought we had at least 1 hanging basket left, but somebody went crazy and bought them all. Was it you guys? I just laugh because it's like, oh good, we got caught up on that. And then in just a couple of days time, no, we aren't. False alarm. We're not caught up at all. Make more. So when the design team gets back tomorrow, I will have a list of all the things we're running out of. So right now, let me scan the tags and tell you prices. This geranium only came in the big size, by the way. Didn't ever come small. It's $39.50 for this big piece, but that's what's going to drape in this basket. We're going to use 2 poppies. They're $4.50. No, they're not $4.50. They're $7.50. And we're using this, which is new at $18.50. Oh, that's good. That's a nice price for that. And then guess what's going to hang down and look amazing? We were able to get this Wandering Jew bush in, which is great with its striped pink color. Let me show you this one. I think that's going to be perfect. It's got nice material on here. We had this last year, and then the very first of the year, I didn't have enough and it sold out. So we like it. There's a touch of pink. It's not overly accented in pink. I know another common color would be purple. I don't have a purple, but we have all of this here. So that's going to be a nice accent in there. Now the thing about this, let me see if I can design in it without making a mess. Looks like I already did. There. I should probably sit it in a bowl or a box or something. Wait a minute, I know what I can do. I was gonna say I can flip this underneath here. Hopefully. I think I can do it without taking it apart. Okay, so it looks like this is set. All my components so far are in there. And then if I double check my hanging basket, this is the larger hanging basket. We carry 2 sizes. And this one is, how are we starting out? 12 inches across and probably a 6-inch deep basket. This is the bigger one. Oh, Jennifer says she's got 3 hanging baskets to do. Oh, goodness. You have 3 to design for your porch, all on posts, about 8 foot between each post. Should we do all 3 the same or 2 sides? That's what I would do. I would do the 2 sides the same and the middle difference. We just did that for a customer on her patio planters that go on her garage, 1, 2, 3. So we made the center one different. I'm going to cut this stem way down so I can just sink the whole thing right into the middle. And I just have my chunk of foam wired in. Now, the reason there's moss on here is because my wire goes up from the bottom around the foam, and the wire keeps your, or the moss, sorry, keeps your wire from cutting into the foam. If my foam were tightened up with my pliers and nothing was stopping it, it would just cut through the foam and slice it. So that keeps it from pulling it all the way through. Okay, this is going in there. I think that's my extras. This is going to be meant to drape, so we're really wanting to make sure we get the most bang for our buck out of this geranium. It has 1, 2, like 4 side pieces and 1 centerpiece. But for a hanging basket, you kind of just want them all to drape out. So it looks like each stem is a double bloom stem. Everybody needs to flop over, so we're helping them here, working them to drape over, and it looks like this one is going to be just needing to drape. In a planter, you would want maybe this to stand up, but in our hanging basket, it better just go over the side here. Kelly says, make sure you tell your lawn boy not to cut off your plants with a weed eater. Oh no, what happened at your house? He got a little excited with the weed eater and your plants got axed. That's terrible. Looks like that could happen. I think when we were first married, my husband hit stuff all the time with lawn chemicals, like my flower beds, but over the course of time, he learned to be more careful. Okay, this is beautiful. All these little geranium blooms are going to drape nicely. And we have enough with the 5 different stems fanning around that it's evenly balanced all the way around the basket. So for $29.50, that's the showstopper. Then let's cut 3 chunks of this. These are too tall. I don't want to go crazy with this, but it looks like, because these things can add up so fast, it looks like if I put 3 of these stems in with the ranunculus, each stem has 3 blooms. And the bush for just $18.50 has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, also 5 stems. So this will look good to fill and add really bright color. So that makes the centers of these geraniums just look really striking because it picks the pink up. I like that. Isn't that pretty together? Okay, so if you're going that way and you're going, I'm trying to get these things to balance, you're going that way. We'll put 3 of them in, and I'm keeping the stems close to the center. They'll radiate from the middle. That will look more natural. If you get the material too close to the edge, I think it's just going to start looking like a centerpiece. It needs to look like a hanging basket, not a centerpiece. And in nature, all the flowers don't always grow balanced, so it's okay if it's a little bit haphazard, right? Like that. And then we use our poppies to bounce up and get some height in the middle. I might need 3 stems of poppies. I have just 2 here. No, I've got 3. So that would be good. Okay, I need some water. Whew, I had enough coffee today. Too much coffee, I'll be like, oh. That'll be even more entertaining. Oh, you mean your lawn guy cut your real plants off? Oh, funny. That's hilarious. Somebody said that their husband was watering their artificial plants because they look so real. That's funny too. Okay, this is a great plant for draping. That poppy really likes the draping idea. Yes.
She said, if I buy stems for what you create now, would you recommend to make this one center or 2 sides? My basket is 14 inches across and center basket 16 inches across.
I'm hearing Kate's question from across the wall about a basket for Jennifer, and the basket's 16 inches across, so it's really big, like 14 to 16. Oh, really large. That's and this is only 12, and I'm working from the middle to keep it all full.
It's gonna need extra ivy.
Extra ivy would be the way to save it. Yeah, if you have extra greenery and your plants aren't stretching as far, the greenery will help fill. This way I can put everything coming from a center point, and it is able, by the natural length of the stems, I'm using all the stems. I barely, I haven't cut anything short. And that is allowing it to come from the center point and make it far enough to drape. But if your planter's wider, you're probably going to have to cut things and move them to the outer edge of the basket so that they'll drape. And that means the center is going to need more fill. So potentially you will, maybe like you'd want 2 geranium bushes per basket to make it full, which I know would add up. And yet that's going to give you extra leaves because that plant comes with lots of leaves. Might just be for the best, because if you use things like this, it's taking more product. It doesn't have a lot of bulkiness to it. It's a good accent. But right now, this really doesn't even need the greenery that I'm planning to put in. So if you had this, this would fill a lot. My planter's quite full without it. Okay, this poppy is one of 3. So let me add that to my list. I think the 3 poppies balance the best, and the 3 stems of the ranunculus balance the best. And now it just needs a little bit of that striped greenery to make it really come together. So, hey, we got a pretty big crowd today. Thanks for hanging out with me. If you are new, welcome. Our store is in downtown Norfolk, Nebraska. We're open Tuesday through Saturday. On Mondays, I do live design days. We create videos. We reset the store. We pack up the orders from the weekend, and busyness around here. So welcome. Our online store is shopmagnoliasonline.com. Kate's behind the camera dropping links for you there, which link to the products or the collections of products so that you can take things home and make your own items. But of course, our store is full of ready-made florals. Our designers are experts creating all this cool stuff. And I would venture to say we know we have more for sale designed arrangements than the city of Omaha and Lincoln with their shops combined, I am sure. Our store is worth the drive from anywhere. You'd have a lot of fun in downtown Norfolk if you want to come see me this summer. Kate and I love visitors, don't we, Kate? It's fun to see people come in and bring their families or come in for their birthdays. Like Kathy came for her birthday from Omaha recently. That was a lot of fun to have her. This is looking good. 2 hanging baskets. Do we need a matched pair? Because I could make a matched pair. Okay. We don't know how much this is yet. Did I get all? Yeah, I've got everything in here. I just need to see how much of this I use. I'm very deliberate about placing things where they count and not overloading. Like one of the signs of a designer who's really getting advanced skills is that you can do more with less material, and that's my specialty. This is this one. Okay, so these Karma and Peg are waiting for the price, in other words.
I love that. I tried to buy a real geranium. And it lost
Did you?
all of its petals. Will it come back?
Did you already kill a geranium?
I don't. It's like green, but all the petals fell off. I don't know. I've never had a geranium before. I don't know what they do.
Kate's not sure about real plants.
I don't know.
Okay, Kate. Well, I'll take a look at your plants.
I have one real planter, and I have the rest are all faux.
I think it's
So
best.
I tried to do one real planter.
It might be best if you just don't try.
So I'm wasting a lot of money.
Because you're not in the mindset of caring for real plants. Yeah.
I don't know. I water it. It's got
Look
sun.
how full it is.
Wow, that's beautiful.
It's completely filled in, and it didn't even take all of the bush there. But
perfect.
And this is the 12-inch planter. I'll have to pull this thing back up here or something.
Slide it over.
Yeah, I can take this and flip it up and over.
Oh, that's nice.
Yes, this is a good one. So I do have more planters of the same size.
This color combo is so good.
And I think that the poppy just kind of springs out of here.
For annual. See, June, I was just
It is
desperate
early
for some. Like, it hasn't been outside. It's been
inside
in my window.
Oh, you do have pretty good light. You do have pretty good light.
I don't know.
Maybe
Give it weekly bloom boost fertilizer.
Oh, well, there's that. I think you can also overwater geraniums.
Marilyn, I don't do real anymore. I let my gardener do the yard. That's smart.
Good. Good plan.
Okay, so we have 2 people ordering that one.
Okay. This one is going to be...
we got more of the pink and white geraniums because those were sold out for a little while. And this is new, and the poppies we haven't had, so that's great.
Okay. It's going to be 117.
117.
117. 117, and you could call it the...
But it's on sale, right?
That's true. Cerise Sunshine, but it's hard to... You could call it the Cerise Sunshine Basket.
Cerise Sunshine.
Because this color is Cerise Sunshine Basket. Okay, Kate's got it. There she is. One of these beautiful geraniums and parts of these other 2 plants over here. So I could make 2 hanging baskets, probably. Well, I used all the long pieces off that, though. This is just going to be a lot of fun. And
Jennifer, who's doing the 3 baskets,
yes.
3 pots, she's adding to cart now to make 2 side baskets.
Jennifer's working on it.
Like what you're making. What for the center basket? She's trying to go before it might sell out.
Oh, I see. Well, you could add more to the center basket. Like this would look good in it. If you want to add another color, this would look pretty in there. I like that a lot. And you could also buy, if you wanted to do some purple, this would be for any of them. You could add the purple to the side baskets and then add the full on the big purple clematis, wherever one of those went. You could add that to the middle. So if you wanted to add purple to it, these could go in the sides and add a full clematis bush into the middle basket to make it different. This is cutting up that garland, the podocarpus, and that could spread, one garland would easily spread between 3 baskets nicely. You could add to the middle one more trailing things. Do we still have that variegated ivy, Kate?
No.
Okay.
That's almost all gone.
Do we have something that trails? We have like a button.
Frosted
ivy. We have a button fern that trails
we have a little bit of
somewhere.
ivy.
Trying to think of more things to make that different.
This is almost gone.
This is what I'm thinking of that you could add to the center one to make it fuller.
Oh, the pothos.
The pothos is too short.
Oh.
This would look good with the Wandering Jew, and it has some long trailers. So this is a long piece. That ivy is the 28-inch garden ivy, the only one that looks like this, and that would make it look fuller or longer in the middle also, if you want to make it look longer. I do need more drapey stuff. I wish I had more drapey stuff. I think that Sometimes when I'm buying online, if it's things that I don't know about, I'm guessing it's really hard to perceive the size. So that's a struggle. Okay, I'm gonna make one more hanging basket. This is a pretty combo also that I'm debating on here. There's a really cool hibiscus. And I wondered about putting a bow in a hanging basket. I'm deciding if the bow would be in the design or that's a lot. That's a lot for this one. We're selling these bows individually. I'm thinking they might be more like porch pot add-ins. And I have designed today a whole bunch of new ones that just got put online. So I'm thinking I should be designing with them, but maybe it's just not part of the plan. These bows are coming out to be what kind of price points, Kate?
Let me tell you here, 1 second.
Because there are double bows like these that have 2 kinds of ribbon in each that might just jazz up something you have already.
So the double loose bow is $14.50.
This one's $14.50.
The mango stripe bow is $10.50.
$10.50 on this guy.
The lime green bow is $16.50.
Okay, $16.50 on this guy.
The gingham only bow is $10.50.
Is that the pink and orange one?
Yep.
$10.50.
No, just the gingham. And then the gingham and coconut bow is $14.50.
Okay.
So
$10.50 and $14.50.
Yeah,
$10.50, $14.50.
Yeah.
So all of these in an effort to add to porch pots to make them really wow. Like they take up space, they can help coordinate things that don't match each other 100%. You can put the same bow in them and that ties them all together. So by making all these, they're just online now. These are good sized. You can see that they're kind of oversized for this smaller basket that I'm going to use next. And if it were on this larger hanging basket, I think you'd have to work the bow into the design, but that would be something you could do also, Jennifer, is add a bow to your center basket and not to the sides. So if you were to wire it in there, I'd probably pull a couple pieces of greenery through it to get it to nestle in, but you could put a bow on the front of it and that would make it different too. And we do sell the ribbon individually on 10-yard bolts as well. But no bows, people are saying no bows. You know, it's kind of like a personal opinion thing. Not everybody's into bows, that's for sure. But we offer them and we sell piles of them, especially these patriotic ones are going out the window because those are going fast. 10 inches across on this smaller basket. So we're going to go easy on how much we put in there. But we're definitely going to use this hibiscus. So that is on the docket for sure. The hibiscus, whoops, I forgot to scan it. I'll tell you how much it is if I can scan it. It's new. I usually have hibiscus. I don't know if I sold out. Oh, the hibiscus is coming in at $29.50. If you have a lot of wind, this foam, there's a lot of space down inside here. I would, if depending on your landscaping, at our house we have some big river rock. They're like maybe this big. I would drop river rocks in there because metal baskets are going to hold quite a bit of weight. And a river rock times 3 or 4 is going to help a lot to add more weight. You could dump sand or well, you can't dump sand because that cocoa lining isn't going to hold sand. So it has to be something chunkier. That's about the best thing I can think of. So this hibiscus, I'm going to have to cut it because this is just, if I stick this whole thing in here, it's going to stand up too high and cause problems trying to fill it in. If I sink the sections down a little lower onto the foam, then these leaves are going to cover the foam naturally. So I don't have to struggle so much. So let's just get to gluing. We'll pick the tallest items and put them at the top. And we'll also need to put a couple tall ones draping over. These look like good candidates for draping. So let's do that. This will be cheerful. You know, whenever we make designs that have these hot color combinations of these brights, people love this. It's kind of tropical, super cheerful. porch pots, anything. Wreaths, standout color combo, really sells well, and it just brightens up your space, no problem. So this is the entire hibiscus bush, lays out nicely around my basket, comes out well balanced. I'll show you a couple of them. Here's one hanging over a little bit longer, but otherwise the balance of the hibiscus is perfect, and look how dense the leaves already filled. Just by cutting the bush apart and sinking them in, the leaves are closer to the foam, causing that to cover better. So that's helpful. Then we're going to use Tropical Punch. That's a good name. Who thought of that? Good one. Great. That's a perfect name. So then this is the 2 stems that I didn't use before. Maybe that's what I need to do. And I'll add some money for those. You know, me and my brain here. That's not what I need to put in. I need the money for it. $13. Oh, Kate.
What?
My brain. I'm just trying to tell the computer what to do while talking. Not helpful. Not helpful. Anyway.
Silence from Mom's brain.
I'm trying to think and type at the same time. Apparently not working. Okay, let's bend this over like this to get it to drape a little bit, and that stem will like to do that. We'll do one on each side and see how that looks. If I don't need to cut another one apart, I won't. That looks good. The combination kind of gets tied together when you use this wax flower. It has an orange center and it's nice and golden, which holds its own against these colors. When the yellow that you use is more gold, it looks better than yellow that is pale. Not so exciting. That's a lot richer. So just a color palette combination. And this wax flower bush, I don't know that I need all of it. Let's start in and see what I need here. This is how much for this guy? I don't remember, because all these prices now, I've got to relearn prices. Great, more things to remember. Let's see. The wax flower bush is $19.50 if we use the whole thing, but we'll find out shortly. And then do I need some kind of, oh, I know what I want to use in here. The pothos that is UV protected also. I'll see if I don't need the last of it. Let's try this much and create some balance here, spiking out. The pothos that I'll use has this marbly look to it, and it is kind of a limey green. So this will look really good for contrast and brighten up all the dark hibiscus leaves. Plus, that pothos is a UV protected fabric, so it's meant for outside use. Definitely give it a go. Kate uses it inside her house, though, looking like a houseplant, because it fools the eye pretty well. When you shape it correctly, especially, needs a little bit of shaping for sure. Okay, there is a bit of wax flower. It's like 6 pieces, 7 pieces here. And then we'll use a bit of pothos, which is how much money? I better tell you about that one quickly. Should have that one memorized, but I don't. So the pothos is $22.50 if it were used in its entirety. I'm sure I don't need but a couple of these long pieces. So, oh good, looks like everybody's liking this one. And you're getting clever names. Tropical Punch and Orange You Loving Me. That is also a very clever name. So if you cut off some of the long pieces of pothos and just tuck a couple in, odd numbers are tending to work well here, 3s and 5s, and then I'm going to sink the stem down into the planter so it hides the foam a little bit, but the smaller planter is much easier to cover anyway. Doesn't take as much material to do these. Okay, I bet we're going to need another couple tips of this here.
I'm gonna have to go full order.
Uh-oh. Are you guys getting ahead of Kate? She's getting behind now. Okay, this is looking nice. A pothos is definitely a useful filler in this piece because look how much brighter it looks all of a sudden with just that extra bright color in there. So he has a couple spots. I need a little piece of wax flower, looks like, for sure over there. Great, that filled that hole in. And another piece of pothos back over here. So we've used most of the bushes up, looks like. Sometimes it takes more than you think. I guess when in doubt, buy extra, because if you have extra, you can always make a gift or fill in something a little fuller. I'm sure you'll find a use for extra products. You can stash it for next year and have some fresh stuff. It is perfectly fine that way too. Okay, so we've got some pothos striping, the hibiscus striping, little spikes of wax flower. I'm liking that Tropical Punch title. I think that's my fave. That's clever. Tropical Punch sounds fun. And if we add in, let's see here, I need a calculator or my brain to count and possibly a pen. Pens are helpful. I lost it. Here it is. Okay. All of these designs are going to be on sale because our spring's on sale and it's 15% off. So if you're looking at any of our collections in the spring and the patriotic designs, they are on sale today. And you can get one-of-a-kind looks that you won't find anywhere else, literally in the world. Isn't that crazy? We have things no one else has in the world. It's fun to be able to say that because everything I sell for gifts and decor, you know, it's available somewhere. We're buying it, we're reselling it. You can find it somewhere else. But things like this is what we do, that we excel at, and our unique position of being able to create this even custom. So if you wanted a set of 3 hanging baskets with the one in the middle to be different, our designers, Jane and Deb, and I can guide them. We can create that for you and customize it with flowers that you see online. Add the ribbon if you like, whatever works. So this one is 103 and we're calling it Tropical Punch. 103 Tropical Punch. This is the smaller basket, but now in the end, the design is like 20 by 20. Even though it's in the smaller basket, this is a 10-inch diameter hanging basket. The one I did before was a 12, so very similar. So Tropical Punch it is. It's $103. If that's for anybody, you can screenshot it or just message us that you would like it. And if more than one of you wants any of these items, we can make more. At this point, everything except for the original design here. This is going to be a one-of-a-kinder. So keep in mind that everything can be duplicated except for this hanging wall pocket. So this guy, good to go. This was the first design that I made. That's the May Day wall planter. If you're looking at that, I don't know if anybody selected that or not, but Deb made this gorgeous porch pot. And if that phrase porch pot is a little unfamiliar to you, everybody does garden planters at their house. We create something we call a porch pot, and that is a plastic liner pot that you can use with weight that you would add on your own. These have solid bottoms, so if you want to dump some sand or pea gravel in here, it will make it heavy. Right now it's very light for shipping. Or take this whole planter, which is an 8x8 planter, and drop it into like a 10x10 container, something heavy. But these pieces can definitely coordinate together. I believe she made 2 of this one, and it is called, this one's ready to go. It is an item online in the store. It's $1.99 regular price. It'll be 15% off, and it's called Bliss Porch Pot. It's 32 inches tall for the Bliss Porch Pot with the blue delphinium and that sunflower, which is basically gone for the season. I have to get a different one. That one's going to be gone. So that's a brand new one that just got added on Saturday to our online store, as well as this one. Look at that guy. It's got some good height to it. It's taller but it's just lightly done at the top. And that sunflower with the patriotic look also is great. The new bluebonnets that just came in. This is $209 for the Freedom Porch Pot, 35 inches tall. Again, they're in 8x8 plastic containers. We're not trying to go fancy on the container. We're trying to get it in the box and keep it lightweight to ship it to you so that you can add a more creative container if you want to. So that is a patriotic look. And then another design that just really, this is going to be a fun idea. If this works for you, here is a galvanized, or a zinc, I should say, a zinc wall pocket. This is a planter that if you want to hang it on your door, has a keyhole cutout, and then there is a wire added to it. If this is going to be a door item, you'd have to like wire it to your door knocker. But the pocket itself is $44 for this galvanized French bucket, they call it. Zinc coated galvanized metal, and that's $44. And then this drop-in could go in a basket or something you have at your house, but it is meant to fit in here. It's bundled and drops in just like so. It drops in nice and far, so it feels like it's very stable. This is the Tyler's Honor drop-in. Tyler's Honor for $153, and that'll be patriotic for you there with the red, white, and a brighter blue. This would look really good with a bow added. So I know we have patriotic bows online that need to be restocked. We're going to make bows this week. And all the new bows that I showed you today will be ready to go as well. That could really benefit for different seasons. So come fall, you pull this out, you do a beautiful sunflower one. In the Christmas season, that would be gorgeous with some different pine stems dropped in. So a wall pocket for $44 could be a multi-season decor piece for you if that is useful. I like the idea at my house. I wonder where, if I could hang one, I'd probably put it on my fence. And if I hung it on the fence, I bet I'd have some holes drilled in the bottom just to let the water drain through. Then I wouldn't have to worry about it, right? So I think we've got all of my ideas. Did I forget anything behind me? All this stuff stacked all around me. I showed you all the goodies. We made some fun things today. I love design days, and it looks like you did too. Thanks so much for joining me. Tomorrow on Tuesdays, we do evening events. So 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, Kate and I will do our evening event, and I know we got some new things in. If they're ready to go by tomorrow, I have something that you will love. It's creative, and it does need some extra floral added to it to make it all come together. So thanks so much for joining me today. If you can, jump on tomorrow night and check us out then. We'll be back multiple days this week. Oh, I can't reach the camera. Have a good one.